Good morning. It's day 31. Moving mountains beneath my feet. And I've switched it up a little bit today. Still doing my... you can hear me out of breath. I'm still doing my hike. But I didn't do my heavy workout this morning because I'm trying to fit in something else after this hike that's time sensitive. I'm starting a detox 3-month commitment to detoxifying my body. And I have a coach, a brilliant coach. And so I need to get to Costco before the Sunday rush happens. And so I owe myself, excuse me, I've told myself that I owe myself a workout today. And so no matter what time it is, I'm still going to do that heavy workout. And this brings me to what I wanted to talk about and think about today is honoring the commitments we make to ourselves. You know, in this process of waking up every day and climbing this mountain every day for 31 days now, I have learned that I can trust myself again. That when I say I'm going to do something, I do it, regardless of how I feel. And I think people don't understand the detriment that we do to ourselves when we don't keep our own word to ourselves. If you promise your child something, you pretty much will do anything, even break your back to try to keep that promise. A friend, a loved one, you'll do anything in your power to keep those promises to other people. But what about the promises you make for yourself? Are you even scared to make promises to yourself because you don't trust yourself that much that you know you're going to break them? And so I want to dig into this a little bit because there's so many facets and reasons why somebody might not be able to keep their promises to themselves, saying, hey, I'm going to start this thing, or I'm going to go work out, I'm going to start eating better. There's all these things that get in the way, and we blame ourselves, but in reality, a lot of it can just be circumstantial. You didn't set yourself up to succeed, right? For example, if you want to eat better and start to eat healthier, well then make having access to the foods that are bad for you harder, right? Maybe you're going to have to eat the rest of the chips and the cookies and all that stuff. But whenever you run out, you make the decision, hey, I'm not buying this stuff and I'm not going to have it in the house. And so it makes it a little easier for you to keep your commitment. I also heard somebody else talking about, keeping plants and how hard that is. And, you start with one plant and you keep it by the sink. So it's easier to water and you see it every day, right? So you do these little things that set you up to succeed. And those things might nudge you and help you. But back to the importance of keeping our commitments to ourselves, because we are the most important person in our lives, despite what, everyone else says, society tells us. If you're not right, if you're not good, you can't do for another. And so, let me turn on Do Not Disturb. It's really annoying when this goes off. And so, keeping these commitments is building trust and belief in ourselves. And it's so important for our self-esteem and how we view ourselves, because when you can start to form self-trust and you can start to trust yourself, you can start to dream and you can start to make progress and trust that you're going to follow through. And so 31 days ago, had I said, hey, I'm going to do a workout, but I'm going to do it later, the likelihood of me following through with that later is pretty low. Today, I know that no matter what time it is, I don't care if it's 1 a.m., I will go back and do that fucking workout, because that promise that I made to myself is very important to me. And I'm not going to keep letting myself down. I'm not going to treat others better than I treat myself. And the workout is very good for me, for my mental health, for my body, for my energy, for my confidence, for all of these things. So I just wanted to talk about that. And at the same time, I want to weave in this concept of rigidity versus like flow, you know, because my times have changed in the mornings these last few days, and I haven't missed a beat. Even today, I stayed down a little longer, you know, resting a little longer, because my body's telling me that I need it. You know, I think I injured my left heel running too hard on bad shoes. And so I'm listening to my body and listening to what I want, right? And the way I used to be was I was so rigid. If I didn't do it perfect, then I would stress out and have all kinds of anxiety. Be like, damn, I didn't do it the way I was supposed to do it. Well, who's holding my feet to the fire about that? I am. It's great to hold high standards and to have a routine, but it's also great to be fluid and flow with life as life comes up and things change. And you can't let your rigidity to upset you for the rest of your day like it used to do for me. And so I'm just going with the flow. I'm still climbing this mountain. I'm still recording this message. It's just in a different order. And I feel good about it. I feel confident that I can continue this with the fluidity and the flow versus trying to be so rigid. You know, as long as I just keep showing up, as long as I keep doing the work, I know I'm moving in the direction that I want to, towards my dreams and my purpose. And so eventually I'll get there. And that's all we have to do, is take the first step. Today I'm taking another first step. You know, this series of recordings is solo, right? But I have been being nudged by my good friend Elsie to start a podcast, an actual podcast, more formal, about growth and spirituality and several other topics. We don't have a name yet, but we're going to record our first episode today. And so that's something I'm also committing to, growth, and helping to give this other person a voice, because she is brilliant and has so much value to share. And as a co-host, co-facilitator, co-creator, we have really great energy together. And I think there's a lot of value we can share with the world. And so she's been nudging me to do this for months. And I've told her no. And one day the answer came to me on the top of this mountain, that it needs to be a yes. So I told her yes. Anyway, long story short, today, think about how you could keep just one new commitment to yourself. And if you haven't been keeping your commitments to yourself, forgive yourself for being a human being. You know, it's extraordinary for anyone to be able to do something consistently without falter, but it's also habit. Habits are automatic behaviors we don't have to think about. And so that's why they say if you can do something for 21 days, it can become a habit. And so that falls in line with the thing I said earlier, with give yourself a chance to succeed by building a habit, because that habit will become automatic and you don't have to think about it. And if you pick your habits to point you towards your goals, that's an automatic way to make progress. And you'll automatically feel great about yourself too. Anyway, we're at 10 minutes almost. Blessings, love, light. Have a great day.